You know that feeling, right? You're just stuck, staring at a big project, a messy room, a blank page, and you just can't get started. That's inertia. But what if we've been thinking about it all wrong? What if the secret isn't about finding motivation, but about creating it? Today, we're going to flip that whole idea on its head.
So, let me just ask you, right here, right now, feeling a little lazy today? Just kinda meh? Is that couch looking a whole lot more appealing than your to-do list?
Well, if you said yes, good. That's totally normal. Seriously, it's not some personal failing, it's just part of being human. So first things first, let go of the guilt. It's okay. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Okay, so why do we get so stuck in that feeling? Well, it's because most of us have fallen for something I call the motivation trap. We're basically sitting around waiting for some magical feeling to show up before we actually do anything.
And this is the absolute core of the problem. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll get to it when I feel like it. It's like we're waiting for lightning to strike, this outside force that has to hit us before we can even think about moving.
But here's the crazy thing, the part that changes everything. We've got it completely backward. Motivation isn't the thing that starts the action. Motivation is the thing that comes after the action. Just think about it. You almost never feel motivated to go to the gym, right? But once you're there, you finish that first set, and suddenly you've got a little energy. You're ready for more. The action itself created the feeling you were waiting for.
And you can see it right here. On the left, that's the myth we all live by. We think we need motivation to lead to action. But look at the right. That's the reality. You start with a small action, and that action creates a little spark of motivation, which then fuels more action. You see? Action isn't the finish line. It's the engine that gets you started.
Okay, I get it. That all sounds great in theory. But how on earth are you supposed to act when you have literally zero desire to do anything? Well, let's get super practical. This is where a little trick called the 2-minute rule comes in.
The real secret here is to just stop listening to your feelings. Seriously, that feeling of laziness, or even a feeling of inspiration, they're just passengers in the car. They are not the driver. It's fine to notice they're there, but you can't let them grab the steering wheel.
So this is key. You have to change that little voice in your head. The second you feel that resistance, that I don't wanna, you have to stop asking yourself, how do I feel? All that does is dig you deeper into that feeling of being stuck. Instead of looking inward at how you feel, you're going to shift your focus completely. You're going to look outward to one single, tiny little action. You're going to ask a totally different question. This is the golden question. Not how do I clean the whole kitchen, not how do I write the entire report. No, it's just what is the absolute, tiniest, ridiculously easy first step I can take. Now, for this to really work, there are 2 rules you absolutely have to follow. Number 1, the answer to that question can't be something that takes an hour. And number 2, it absolutely, positively cannot be something that has to be perfect. The goal here is to lower the bar so low that it feels almost silly not to do it.
Which brings us right here to the 2-minute rule. Just commit to 2 minutes. That's it. You want to start reading more? Read 1 page. Want to clean the kitchen? Just put 1 single dish away. The cool part is, when you complete any task, no matter how small, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. And guess what that feels like? Yep, that's motivation.
I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But what you're really doing here is you're hacking the physics of progress. You're creating something called momentum. And as we all know from science class, that initial push, that's always the hardest part.
This should be your new motto. Start ugly, start small, give yourself permission for that first step to be clumsy or awkward or just plain bad. The point isn't to create a work of art in 2 minutes. The point is just to start moving.
Because the moment you do that, something incredible happens. You shatter that inertia. You prove to your brain that you're in charge, not some random passing feeling. You are officially no longer standing still.
And that's where the magic is. An object in motion stays in motion, right? That little dopamine hit makes the next step just a tiny bit easier. Reading that 1 page makes you think, maybe I'll read another. Those 2 minutes, they very often turn into 5 minutes or even 10 minutes. Not because you forced yourself, but because of the natural, powerful force of momentum.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's really about shifting your entire mindset when it comes to getting things done and beating procrastination for good.
It really just boils down to these 3 simple steps. 1. Acknowledge the lazy feeling. Say hi to it. It's normal. 2. Immediately ask yourself, what is the smallest possible thing I can do? And 3. Just do that tiny thing for 2 minutes. That's it. That's the whole system.
So if you remember only one thing today, let it be this. Stop waiting to get motivated. You are the one who makes the motivation. You generate it through tiny, simple, and yeah, sometimes ugly first steps.
And that brings us to the end. So the only question left is for you. Think about that thing you've been putting off. What's the 2-minute, imperfect, smallest possible step you can take on it, maybe even right after this?